Guys. So because we are starting our engineering projects this week, I'm going to go over a little bit about what to expect. I wanted to originally do a different project that was a little bit more simple, didn't require as many materials, but when I asked if you guys had note cards at home, it was kind of split in half, even. Uh, Half of you did have some and half of you didn't. So I didn't want you guys to have to go out and buy some. So instead, we're kind of just going to work with what I would assume most of you have at home, which is aluminum foil. Okay, so foil paper is what you're going to need in this project so that you can go through the engineering design process, build a design, and then also test it out. Okay, so I'm going to go through the steps today so that you know what to expect and have an idea of what I'm looking for this week. Okay, so I am going to upload this page and this page. Okay, so you're going to get 2 pages in one file, and it's going to be about the engineering design process. So you have to go through the 6 steps that engineers go through when they design a project. So today, what you are going to start on, you're going to have all week to do this. Okay, so I'm going to assign it today, and then you can take these next few days and turn it in by Friday. And what you're going to do is you are going to identify a problem. In this case, we are trying to build a boat that holds the most pennies while staying afloat. Okay, so the problem in this project is that we don't have a boat that can hold pennies right now. So that's what you are trying to do. So what you want to do is you're going to engineer a boat that can hold the most pennies while staying afloat. And if you don't have pennies at home, you can use any small item, but it has to all be the same size just so that it's equally being distributed. The weight is equally being distributed in your boat. So when it starts to sink, you know that all of the items had about the same amount of weight to it. Okay, so step 2 is to define the criteria and the constraints. So I'm going to give you the criteria and the constraints that you have to follow in order to be able to successfully build your boats. So the criteria is the desired features of your solution. So what you want your solution to look like. And your criteria in this case is a boat that holds the most pennies without sinking. But there are some constraints. And these are things that are available to you, things that kind of limit the design that you can make. So the constraints for this project is you can only use a 12 by 12 inch piece of aluminum foil to build your boat. So it's just 1 foot square, like a square foot of foil paper. Okay, aluminum foil. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to cut a piece of foil paper, make sure that it's 12 inches and 12 inches across, 12 inches up and down, and it looks like a square. So you can only use that piece of aluminum foil. You can't use tape, you can't use any kind of device that would hold it together, any paper towels, nothing, just that one piece of foil paper. Okay. Another constraint is that it has to be free floating. So you can't attach it to something that's going to help it float. So it's just that one piece of aluminum foil. You're going to shape it into whatever boat shape you'd like. Just make sure it's not attached to anything else that's going to help it float. Okay. So in step 3, you're going to start brainstorming possible solutions. We would normally be doing this in class, and I would put you into groups where you would collaborate with your classmates to come up with ideas. But because we can't do that, what I suggest you do, if you don't want to do this by yourself, involve your family, and maybe you can do a family project and get some boredom out of being stuck at home. Okay, so if you have siblings or maybe your parents can help you, collaborate with somebody, talk to a partner, anyone who can give you ideas and possible solutions of how to build this boat that's going to hold as many pennies as possible. So it says 3 minutes on here, but I'm going to give you 5 minutes. So talk about it for those 5 minutes with your teammates, and you're not coming up with a solution yet. Okay, that's in step 4. So in step 4, you're going to decide with your partners, whoever it is that you collaborated with, and you're going to choose one solution that you're going to try. Okay, and in this space below, in this little box, I want you to do a quick sketch of what your plan is. So how does your boat look? What kind of shape is it going to take? And draw a picture of it here. On the next page of the assignment, you're going to see step 5. So step 5 is to build your model. Okay, and you're going to have about 5 minutes. So you can time yourselves. Make sure that you're using the material appropriately. Don't be wasteful. Don't also be careful with it, because foil paper can crumple very easily and it can rip very easily. So just be very careful with it and build your design. Okay. Then what I want you to do in step 6 is find a large container, fill it up with some water, and you're going to put your boat in there. Okay. Make sure that it's floating right on top of the water. And then with your pennies, you're going to be placing them in your boat one at a time. Okay, so again, if you don't have pennies, you can use whatever item you have. Just make sure that you have enough of the same item so that you can evaluate how many of that item you're putting into your boat. Okay, so you're going to count one by one, however many pennies you can do. In the past, there's boats that have held 50 pennies. There's boats that have held like 12. And there was one boat, the first year I did this, that held like 100 and something. So it's super possible to make a really sturdy, strong boat with this one piece of foil paper. Okay. So you're going to record how many pennies your boat held before it started sinking. So once you notice that your boat is kind of going down a little bit and the bottom starts to sink into the water, then you're going to stop there and you're going to count how many pennies or whatever item you put into your boat, how many it held, and you're going to write that here. Then talk about your design. Was it good? What was good about it? And what you can improve. If you would like to rebuild and retest, that's totally up to you. If you want to go through the design again, use a new sheet of aluminum foil, maybe it's a fun little project you can do as a family, go ahead and do that. But step 7 is optional. Okay, you do not have to do step 7. As long as you do all the way step 1 through 6. And also, please make sure to include a picture of your boat and you doing the project. So you placing the items into your boat so that I can see that you guys were doing the project and how it came out for you. If you want to send in a video, that would be even cooler, so that I can kind of see how many pennies or how many items you were able to place into your boat. That would be super awesome, because I want to see all your designs. But as long as you submit a picture along with the worksheets filled out. Okay, so that's about it. I'm going to allow you to start on it today. If you finish today, that's totally fine. You can turn it in. But also keep in mind that you have until Friday to turn it in. So no rush on this. Take your time. Be creative with your design. And have fun. Okay? So hope this is a cool project you can do as a family. And I look forward to seeing all of your boat designs. See ya!